Hello, welcome to this session on continuity and differentiability. I am Rahul from MySlate. And if you remember, in the previous session, we discussed the topic of continuity. And in this particular session, we will move on and look at the concept of derivative, how to find derivative of function, and this notion of differentiability. But first, for a couple of minutes, let me kind of summarize the concept of continuity. We had seen in the last session that how do we find whether a function is continuous or not. Now look at these 6 graphs here. The graphs on the top, they represent continuous functions at all the points. And as a test, consider any random point x equal to c, and the first thing to check is whether the function is defined at x equal to c. So here the function does take a value x equal to c, which is somewhere here. And the second thing to check is as we approach x equal to c from either the left hand side or from the right hand side, what is the value that the function seems to approach as we approach x equal to c from the left and the right hand side, and whether they approach the same value, and if that same value is the value that the function takes at x equal to c. If these conditions are met, then the function is continuous, and we see that that condition is indeed met for the top 3 functions at x equal to c, right? Whereas if you look at these bottom 3 functions, we see that one of those conditions is violated. In the bottom left graph, for example, as we approach x equal to c from the left hand side or from the right hand side, we see that the function does seem to approach a common value. So its limit does exist. And that is what is written here, but we see that the function itself is not defined at x equal to c. It does not take any value. So that condition is violated. If you look at this middle graph at the bottom, when you approach x equal to c from the left or from the right hand side, the function itself seems to approach 2 different values at x equal to c, and therefore we say that the function limit of the function itself is not defined at x equal to c. In the bottom right graph, again the function limit seems to exist as we approach x equal to c from the left hand side or from the right hand side. The function value seems to approach a common value, and therefore the limit of the function seems to exist, but the function value itself takes a different value than what it seems to approach. So while the limit exists, that limit is not equal to the value of the function at x equal to c, and therefore we say that the function is not continuous. And just as another example, look at these 3 functions defined here. The difference is that in the first case on the left hand side, the function is defined at all points including x equal to 0. And by looking at this graph, it is obvious that at every other point except x equal to 0, the function is obviously continuous because it has a smooth shape. So all that we need to check is whether it is continuous at x equal to 0 or not. And to do that, we apply the same tests. We see that the function does take a value at x equal to 0, which is 0, and the limit of the function as x approaches 0 also is the same value, which is 0. And we can see that from the graph as well. As we approach x equal to 0 from the left hand side and from the right hand side, the function value seems to approach 0, which is the value of the function at x equal to 0. Whereas in these other graphs, they are not continuous because in this middle graph the function itself is not defined at x equal to 0, and that you see by this small hole that we have drawn in this on this curve, and you can see that also from the way we have defined its mathematical expression. It is not defined at x equal to 0. So there is no question of it being continuous there, right? Whereas on the top right graph, the function is defined at x equal to 0, but it takes a different value, which is 1 at x equal to 0, than the value that it seems to approach as a limit as x approaches 0, which is the value 0. So these two are not equal, and therefore it is not continuous. Now finally, if a complicated looking mathematical expressions are given for a particular function as shown in this example, then how do we check for continuity? Here it is difficult to draw a neat graph, and therefore what one needs to keep in mind is that for very familiar kind of expressions like polynomial expressions, trigonometric expressions, the functions are continuous in their domain. By domain we mean the points on the x-axis where the function is defined, right? So for example, look at this mathematical expression here. So it uses trigonometric expressions. So all that you need to check is the points where denominator might take a value of 0 in this interval. And if you look at this interval, it doesn't contain the point 0 and or pi by 2, right? It contains all the points between those two ends. And cos x doesn't become 0 at in this interval. So this function is defined and it would be continuous in this interval. If you look at this bottom expression, again the same thing applies, that for values of x greater than pi by 2, not equal to pi by 2, this denominator doesn't become 0, and therefore this function would be continuous in this interval, and it would be defined. And at x equal to pi by 2, it takes a constant value, which means that it is defined and continuous just within this interval. So therefore all that you need to check is as this function as a whole, is it continuous or not at point x equal to pi by 2. Because while it takes a value of 1 by 2 at that value of x, we need to check whether its limit as we approach x equal to pi by 2 from the left hand side, which is the expression that it takes there, and the limit as we approach x equal to pi by 2 from the right hand side, which is when it takes this particular expression, do those two limits approach the same value that it takes at x equal to pi by 2, and that value is 1 by 2. If it does, then this function would be continuous, right? So we need to test for those limits. And finally, to wrap up this topic on continuity, let us revise once again that if two functions f and g are continuous at a particular point c in their domain, then so would be the function f plus g, f minus g, f multiplied by g, f divided by g, provided g value of g at c is not 0, 1 divided by g, provided again that the denominator is not 0 at x equal to c, a constant k multiplied by the function f or the function g would be continuous at x equal to c. The negative of the function would be continuous, and the composite of two functions f of g would be continuous at x equal to c provided it is defined. And we had looked at some examples of this in the previous session.